If you like playing open-world games, this is the video for you. Today I'll show you over 25 open-world games coming out in 2025 and the next years. Games for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One and Series XS, and PC. So you gotta watch it if you want to see incredible games. But I hope you enjoy it. Click in the like button and subscribe for more content. And let's go to the games.
Unknown in my life. I will end.
Assassin's Creed Shadows is the first game of the series that will be set in Japan. We'll be able to explore the areas in two different ways, or better, with two different characters, Naoi and Yasuke, which one of them with different mechanics and possibilities, which will make the gameplay of each one really unique, and the game is being developed by Ubisoft.
You are still a frog in a well.
This is going to be a RPG Assassin's Creed, in the style of the last one, with a lot of possibilities, weapons, quests and side quests, so it'll be massive, and the game is coming out in March 20th, 2025, to Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC.
Vengeance.
Tear it open!
Last Sentinel is an upcoming narrative-focused open-world action game, set in a distant future in a different version of Tokyo. And the most interesting thing here is that this game is being made by a veteran Rockstar Games director. It's being developed by the studio Lightspeed Studios, and it was announced in 2023. But so far we didn't see much more about the game, except the trailer that looks really interesting, but doesn't represent the real gameplay of the game. If you enjoy sci-fi games, open-world games, and even story-focused games, I think you need to keep an eye out for this one, cause I have a hunch the game will be big, but we have no idea when it's coming out, and neither the platforms, but probably Windows, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5.
Arrakis is a test.
Dune: Awakening is a new upcoming MMORPG, and as you imagine, it's going to be set in the universe of Dune, a universe rich with lore and possibilities, and the game is being developed by the studio Funcom, and promises to be a huge and immersive game for the people that loves MMORPGs, or even those that loves the universe of Dune. Rise from survival to greatness and challenge the power of an Imperium in Dune Awakening, a multiplayer survival game on a massive scale. Survive the Sandworm, craft your ornithopter, build a fortress, and ascend to power on an open-world Arrakis shared with hundreds of other players, all that playing alone or with your friends. So if you like the idea, know that it's coming out in some moment of 2025, at least the first version, and it's coming out to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Microsoft Windows. Forza Horizon 5 is a game that's already available on Xbox One, Series X and S, and PC, and is now coming out to PlayStation 5. This is probably one of the biggest and most beloved racing series of the last years, and has always been an Xbox exclusive game, but now no more. The game is coming out to PlayStation 5, probably still in 2025. The game was developed by Playground Games, and released originally in 2021. So if you like the series but plays on PlayStation, now it'll be your chance to try it out. Atomfall is a first-person survival game with a unique style. The game is being developed by Rebellion Developments, the same studio of Sniper Elite series. Atomfall is set after a nuclear disaster, so you must survive in a destroyed world, exploring, crafting, scavenging, and facing all types of enemies, since humans, to different types of creatures or even machines. For me, what catches my eye in the gameplays was the scenarios, with impressive caves of even overgrown areas. What looks so impressive, but to play it we'll need to wait until March 27, 2025. And it's coming out to PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, and Xbox Series X and S.
The tracks lead this way.
It's close. Stay here and stand guard. Bloody hell.
Dying Light the Beast is a standalone adventure from the original games, and it's being developed by Techland. In case you don't know how it works, it's an open world filled with zombies, so you need to survive using different types of weapons, which you can explore for more. But the most interesting part of the game is the gameplay itself, with a first-person camera and insane parkour movements. For the ones who like especially the first Dying Light, you should keep an eye out for this game, and it's coming out for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Windows, and Xbox Series X and S. But there's no release date yet, probably 2025.
If you push too much, you might unleash the beast.
Ballad of Antara is an upcoming fantasy action RPG set in a fanciful and magical world with a fast-paced and fluid combat style, and is being developed by Tipsworks Studio.
Vanished into the mist.
Why do we have to bear the consequences of such power?
Time.
I pray for their grace.
Embark on a perilous journey, seek out colossal divine creatures and recover lost and distorted essences, set in a sort of open land, with challenging enemies and powerful bosses. The game will be a single player, but you can also play in co-op, so for those who likes to play with friends, this one looks very good, and it's coming out in some moment of 2025 to PlayStation 5 and Microsoft Windows.
This desolate place needs a sprinkle of madness.
大唐就不会亡。
那就再唱下去吧。到底是人活进了戏里，看
为何执意要起兵戈之祸？
Project The Perceiver is a new action RPG developed by a Chinese studio, Paper Games. The game is extremely beautiful, with insane graphics and impressive scenarios. It's planned to be released in 2025 or 2026, and will be released on PlayStation 5 and Windows. The game will be set in a big and immersive universe, which will be an open world. The combat of the game kinda resembles Sekiro, but with its own style. The combat is fast and fluid, with a special care for the animations of the protagonist and of the enemies too, especially the bosses. What even resembles Souls-like games, of so fluid it looks.
娘还是糖，这两个字重要吗？
大唐福泽万年，逆贼杀戮无道，如何相提并论？
Are you real? More
The Altars is a sort of survival game. The game is set in an unusual planet. You play as a space miner who are alone in this planet, but create different versions of himself to help him in the survival. And the game is being developed by 11-bit studios.
What a trip.
It's not a trip. It's reality. Your new reality. We have the same DNA, but we led separate lives.
All that sounds unique and curious, but that's just one reason why this game looks so riveting. The main structure of the game shall envelope exploration, mining, building, and also a sort of managing, as we'll build and control the whole base. It even reminded me of Fallout Shelter when I first saw. As an enjoyer of Death Stranding, and also Fallout Shelter, I must say that I'm looking forward to play this game, but we'll need to wait until some moment of 2025 to finally see the full version of it. And it's coming out to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC. Archeage Chronicles is one of the most beautiful MMORPG games announced, and will probably be one of the best games in this style of its year, and it's being developed by the studio XL Games. Explore Auroria, a vast and vibrant world brimming with rich lore and thrilling action. The gameplay looks really good, involving all types of gameplay, with a lot of different weapons, enemies, and environments. So if you like MMORPG games, this is probably one that you need to take a better look, and it'll be coming out to Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC, but there's no release date yet. Chernobylite 2: Exclusion Zone is a post-apocalypse action RPG game, mixing free exploration of huge and extremely realistic open world. Craft your story by facing sinister hazards and monsters, playing alone, or with your friends, in a dangerous and merciless world. The game is being developed by the studio The Farm 51, and is a sequel of the first game that was a true success, and is a really acclaimed game. The game promises to be a great experience, and you can help them in the Kickstart to evolve the game. The early access is coming out in March 6, 2025, to the Steam, but Xbox Series X and S and PlayStation 5 version are in development too. And for those who like the original game, take a look at this one when it's released.
Dearest daughter, I've watched ye grow from a devilishly curious child into a remarkable young lass with much of the spirit to overcome adversities aplenty. Darling, sweeten. Forgive me, daughter. 'Twere my only choice.
We shall be the bringer of salvation.
The Witcher 4 is finally the new adventure of this beloved series. The game is being developed by the studio CD Projekt Red, just like the other games of the series, and is coming out probably in 2026 or later to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and Windows. The series is known for being an extremely immersive and massive RPG series, with hours and hours of content with a lot of quality. This new experience will be set after The Witcher 3, but the difference here is that the protagonist won't be Geralt anymore, but Ciri, an important character of the third game.
Run! To shelter! To your father! Run!
Pokémon Legends ZA is finally a new Pokémon adventure and will be a huge and massive JRPG experience for those who enjoys Pokémon, and it's being developed by Game Freak. Usually Pokemon is in its core the same thing: catch the Pokemons, battle, advance, evolve, and become the master. And here it's not different, but we'll see the old Pokemons, and also some new ones, what's always exciting. The game is going to be released in some moment of 2025, and as we know, it's a Nintendo series, so it'll be a Nintendo Switch 1 and 2 exclusive.
Remember when it happened, but I remember how I felt.
Hell is Us is a third-person action game with some RPG mechanics, all set in a semi-open world, and the game is being developed by the studio Rogue Factor.
Mother said I couldn't play outside anymore. Mother always said monsters didn't exist. I thought they lived under my bed. We were both wrong.
Explore this dark, mysterious, and dangerous place seeking answers for your questions, all with a fast and dynamic melee combat, fighting against strange sorts of creatures with unique visuals. That's the type of game that I really get excited about, but to see if it's as good as it looks, we'll need to wait until September 4, 2025, and the game is coming out to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. The Blood of the Dawnwalker is the new game by the director of The Witcher 3. Yes, he left CD Projekt Red and is now creating a whole new game. The studio is Rebel Wolves SP, and they promises to release the AA game with the quality of a AAA. If you don't know, that's about how much money will be used in the development, so I'm curious to see it.
Lunka! Don't hurt her!
The game will be set in a dark and immersive open world filled with vampires, and in some moment, the protagonist will be also a half vampire, what makes it even more interesting. The gameplay will be fluid and with a lot of possibilities, and like The Witcher, you choose the destiny of the world by your decisions, what is always interesting when you want to replay the game. And it's coming out to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and Series S, and Microsoft Windows, with no release date yet.
Welcome to
Death Stranding 2 is the sequel of the first Death Stranding, a very original game by the way. The game is obviously being developed by Kojima Studios, so prepare for a crazy and immersive story. The core of the game will be almost the same for what we know, but we'll obviously see some new features. After connecting everyone in the first game, we'll see the consequences of this deed in this game, and also explore a whole new area as we deliver and connect other people.
But I'm afraid Death Stranding is far from over. Humanity is still in danger, still on the brink of extinction. Anyway, the DHV Magellan's here to
The first game was once an exclusive of PS4, but today we can also play on Xbox Series or PC, as it's now a Kojima's game, and not Sony's anymore. Death Stranding 2 is coming in 2025, but still with no release date. It was announced as a PS5 exclusive, and will probably be, at least for the first year.
To move around. Bots are capable.
Ghost of Yōtei is the sequel of the acclaimed game Ghost of Tsushima, and now we're going to play an adventure set over 300 years later. The game is being developed by Sucker Punch Productions, and the players will explore the lands and the surroundings of Yōtei, and we'll see different types of environments through the game, since overgrown areas to cold and snowy places, all that set in the year 1603, with amazing graphics and a huge open world to explore. The first game was really beautiful, so I believe this one will be even more, but to see it we'll need to wait until some moment of 2025, and it's coming out for PlayStation 5.
because I was going to make a sandwich. Okay. Let's do it.
You know all about heroes, do you? Well, you have come to the right place. Because who better to tell you all about them than perhaps the greatest...
Fable is the returning of the famous RPG series from Xbox Games. The new game will be a sort of reboot, but with the same style and personality it seems, and it's being developed by Playground Games. Fable 2025 is going to be set in a fantasy world filled with different creatures from fairy tales, set in a third-person camera, with different gameplay styles. It's a game that your choices changes the events and story of the game, like the classic games. If you played the original Fable games, I think you are at least curious about this one, so know that it's coming out in some moment of 2025 to Xbox Series X and S, and Windows. PS5 may be confirmed in the future.
Conquer the vegetable. Not a euphemism. Let's face it, the age of heroes is over. This is the age of innovation. This, if you will, is the age of death.
I knew this one hero. I took her in when she had nowhere else to go. Welcome to the most exclusive club in all of Albion. Thought I'd get her out there. Make the most of her gift.
Assistance! I need some backup here, dispatch.
Shots fired. 83 Adam, show us handling. Responding code 3.
The Precinct is an extremely interesting sandbox police game. The game resembles the classic GTA games, with a sort of upside-down camera, but here the player will control a cop. The game is being developed by the studio Fallen Tree Games Ltd, and looks extremely fun. In the game we'll control a police officer, and we must solve the crimes that will lead us to even more dangerous situations, resulting in the discovery of even greater criminal plans. In the game we'll be able to control vehicles or go walking in the streets and missions, with a fun and fluid gameplay. And I must say that it looks really fun, but to play it we'll need to wait until some moment of 2025, and the game is coming out to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Microsoft Windows.
Suspect is now on foot. We need to end this.
Suspect is in handcuffs.
Crimson Desert is a new massive open-world RPG. The game is being developed by Pearl Abyss Studio, from the same creators of the MMO Black Desert. As you can see, the game is going to be a huge open-world game, filled with a lot of different mechanics. Mechanics that we see in other games too, but looks insane in this one.
To nothingness. We seek to correct it.
For those who enjoy games like Assassin's Creed, The Witcher, or even Zelda, I think you are going to enjoy this one, and it's coming out to PS5, Xbox Series XS, and PC in 2025.
You have died. For those who have survived, and for those who will live on, this is our mission.
Borderlands 4 is the new adventure of the most acclaimed looter-shooter series. And yes, it's a looter-shooter, but with some RPG mechanics too, and it's being developed by Gearbox Software. If you've ever played some game of the series, you know how it works. It's a fun and unique FPS experience, with quirky characters and a very fun progression, especially if you play with some friend. This promises to be the greatest Borderland experience, and is coming out in September 23, 2025, to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Microsoft Windows.
From the studio that brought you Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, Part 2.
Neverwinter Nights, Part 2.
The Outer Worlds 2 is a new sci-fi FPS RPG, and will obviously be a sequel to the first game, and it's again being developed by Obsidian Entertainment. We know that the Obsidian is working on About Now, and it'll be released in this month. After that they'll surely focus on the development of the Outer World 2. And it's probably going to be in the same style of the original game, a fun open-world adventure.
Old, wise-sounding voice. And we see a quiet, peaceful setting. And Fallout 3, Part 2. New Vegas.
The game has no release date yet, and it's coming out to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Microsoft Windows.
Welcome back to the future.
All of the men in this room are bound by blood.
Mafia the Old Country is the new episode of the acclaimed series, now developed by the Hangar 13 studio, the same studio responsible for Mafia 3, that wasn't as good as the two first games, but also responsible for the remake of the first game, that is loved by everyone. So I believe they're going to do a great job here, cause it looks great.
Do you wish to commit? Repeat these words.
I swear my loyalty.
The game will be set before of the first game, in the year 1900, and will be kinda similar to the first two games, that were not a totally open world, but with some open world moments in the story. We'll need to wait until some moment of 2025 to play the game, as it's coming out to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S.
If I do not keep my oath,
GTA 6 is simply the most anticipated game ever, and the game will take control of two different characters, Jason and Lucia, and once again we'll be able to explore the iconic Vice City. The game is being developed by Rockstar Games, probably the most beloved video game studio nowadays. This is going to be a whole new GTA game after more than 10 years. The last one was GTA 5, 2 generations ago, so this one promises to be a masterpiece in a matter of possibilities and freedom. The game is coming out still in 2025, according to Rockstar Games, and the game is coming out to PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. PC version shall be coming out about 1 year later.
Trust.
Trust.
Chrono Odyssey is a next-generation action MMORPG. The game features include awe-inspiring visuals powered by Unreal Engine 5, a vast and intricately designed seamless open-world, dynamic action-based combat mechanics based on time manipulation and extensive customization. The game looks extremely beautiful since the graphics to the visual style, with an interesting combat style. It's being developed by the studio Chrono Studio, and it'll be released on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and Series S, and Microsoft Windows. If you are a fan of MMORPG games, this one looks really nice, with a ravishing world to explore. That's the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Click in the like button and subscribe for more content. I'm posting videos about the best games of each console, the best upcoming games of different styles, and more, so I'm sure you're going to like the content. Thank you so much for watching, and so long.